Hola amigos y bienvenidos de nuevo a otro video. Hoy vamos a jugar Write It Out, working with our regular AR verbs, and I am so excited because today we're finally going to be working with our own sentences using what we know. All right, so at this point, I hope we're familiar with this activity, but if not, here are our instructions again. You will either use the Google Doc attached to this Google Class activity and write your answers or sentences directly onto that doc, then turn it in when finished, or you can use your own sheet of paper writing down your sentences with a pencil or pen. The only kicker is on either document, I have to see your corrections. There will be no points given if I cannot see corrections that you've made. This is a video, so you are, of course, welcome to pause, rewind, or fast forward at any point. Pretty cool. All right, so just make sure that your corrections are visible to me, either in a different color ink or a different color font on your Google Doc. No me importa, amigos. Anyway, at the end, just include your total number of organic points, just for fun, just to see how we were able to fare using our own skills as is. All right, my friends, without further ado, I will go ahead and begin. I will read each sentence twice in English, and then on the third time, I will write down our sentence on this activity. All right, remember, you can pause at any time, so you can either pause and take your time with each sentence if you need it, or if you're feeling pretty confident, you can try to keep up with the pace that I'm going. Either way, no harm, no foul. You got this and you're amazing. All right, here we go, my friends. La primera frase es, I watch television. I watch television. All right. Our sentence again is, I watch television. That should look like this here. Yo miro la televisión. Love that handy dandy cognate there, television, right? All right, so why do I have yo here in parentheses? Maybe some of you remember, maybe not. We do, however, know that yo is a unique conjugation. It is a unique subject pronoun. So by me writing this word miro here, you, as the reader, would already understand that yo is my subject. So I wouldn't necessarily have to include it. If you did include it, however, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Just wanted to show that yo is optional. Miro, however, is not. All right? Muy bien, amigos. Continuamos. This time, I want to see, he listens to the teacher. He listens to the teacher. All right, so he listens to the teacher should look like this here. Él escucha a la maestra. Right there, very good. Él escucha a la maestra. Remember, my subject, él, must match my verb, escucha. Muy bien. El número 3. Let's see, let's say they return to the school. They return to the school. They return to the school should look like ellos regresan. It's my verb regresar. And then we have a la escuela. Así es, amigos. Muy bien, muy bien. Don't forget to write in those corrections if you need them. Got my subject here, ellos, and my verb regresan to match. Perfecto. All right, número 4. I want to say she talks a lot. She talks a lot. Maybe you know someone who talks a lot. She talks a lot is going to be ella habla, and then we have this word a lot, which is mucho. Ella habla mucho. She talks a lot. Ella is my subject y hablar is the verb conjugated as habla. Muy bien. El número 5, I want to say we study the problems. We study the problems. we study the problems. Ready? Here we go. In parentheses here, I'm going to put nosotros, right? Because this conjugation is unique. It's not necessary. But nosotros estudiamos los problemas. We study the problems. Muy bien, amigos. Yeah, right? Nosotros forms, they're unique, so you could have just written estudiamos, and that would have been perfectly fine as well. Qué bien. Número 6. This time I want to say Sara y Rafael work in the restaurant. Sarah and Rafael work in the restaurant. This one's a long one here. All right, it is Sarah and Rafael, or Sara y Rafael work. I'm conjugating my verb trabajar to match they with my an ending. Trabajan en el restaurante. All right, so number 7, here we go. The sentence is, you dance very well. You dance very well. All right, third time's a charm. You dance very well should look like, now I'm putting my tú here in parentheses because if we remember, tú also has a unique conjugation. So it's not exactly needed, but if you included it, still get an A. All right, so tú bailas muy bien. Así es, amigos. There we have it. Tú bailas muy bien, or you dance very well. Okay, continuamos. For número 8. This time I want to say you all travel to the United States. You all travel to the United States. All right. You all travel to the United States is going to start así. I use ustedes and I abbreviate it as UDS. So ustedes viajan. Now, if you didn't know how to spell United States, that's A-okay. But go ahead and correct it here. It should look like a los Estados Unidos. Okay, so do make sure that you show me that correction in a different color. Los Estados Unidos. If you wanted to also include the abbreviation for Los Estados Unidos, give me a slash after Los Estados Unidos. And then in another color, give me this abbreviation here. I'm going to put it in parentheses. You just put it in a new color. It's Los I.U. All right, so this is how we abbreviate the United States. So it's 2 E's because estados is plural, and then unidos is 2 U's because unidos is plural as well. All right, fun fact for the day, my friends. Here we go, over halfway there. El número 9. Let's do a question. I want to ask, who buys the food? All right, who buys the food? Ready? Here we go. Who buys the food should look like, we have our interrogative word here, ¿quién? And then we have comprar conjugated as compra la comida. Yeah, we've had this word on a couple of our fichas. We may or may not have remembered it, but hopefully we do now. ¿Quién compra la comida, or who buys the food? Muy bien, amigos. Número 10, here we go. This time, I want to say my father cooks and we, ready? It's a long sentence. And we clean. My father cooks and we clean. Ready? My father cooks and we clean should look like, mi padre cocina. Right? So my father is the subject here. Y cocina matches him. And we said we clean, so in parentheses here, I'm putting nosotros, right? And then my verb conjugated for nosotros, because we are the second subject here, should be limpiamos. Así, amigos. Mi padre cocina y nosotros limpiamos. Muy bien. Make sure you're making those corrections if you need them, friends. Número 11, I want to ask another question, and I'm going to say, do you sing? But I want to ask it in the formal sense. So let's pretend we're asking Mr. Young. Do you sing formally? Ready? Do you sing? What is that going to look like? All right, so last time. In the formal sense, do you sing? Starts, of course, with our upside down question mark. Now we remember, in questions, we invert the subject and the verb. So notice in sentences, our subject comes before the verb here. In our questions, we reverse it. So verb comes first. How do I say sing for you formal? Should have canta, así. And then my subject follows, which is my formal sense of usted. We conclude with a question mark there. So do you sing canta usted? You all should ask Mr. Young that and then tell me what he says. All right, muy bien. El número 12. This time I want to say they feminine rest on Saturdays. They feminine rest on Saturdays. We should all be resting on Saturdays, right? All right, last time. They feminine rest on Saturdays should look like ellas. We have descansen los sábados. On Saturdays, right? Ooh, another fun fact. Our days of the week stay lowercase in Spanish, just like the names of our countries do as well. All right. Ellas descansan los sábados. They rest on Saturdays. All right, just a few more left, my friends. Keep with me. Número 13, I want to ask another question. This time in the familiar sense, but I want to know, do you walk to school? Do you walk to school? Yeah, again, we're keeping with the familiar sense here. Do you walk to school? All right, are we ready? Here we go. All right, this should look like verb first, right? To walk is caminar, conjugated for you familiar is caminas, right here. You can put your tú if you want to include it. If not, it's there in parentheses. So, caminas tú a la escuela. Do you walk to school? Perfecto. Bueno. El número 14, down to our last three. Make sure that you are filling in those corrections, folks. Here we go. This time I want to say Ricardo practices football. Ricardo practices football. Yep. Ricardo practices football. Should look like this here. We have Ricardo. My verb practicar conjugated for him is practica él. And here we have fútbol, right? Ricardo practica el fútbol. Ricardo practices el fútbol. Now this fútbol is soccer, all right? This is like soccer, fútbol. If we were talking about like the football that we know and love, that is fútbol americano, or American football, all right? So I guess that's your third fun fact for today. All right, el número 15, amigos, last two, here we go. I want to know, when do you all arrive? When do you all arrive? When do you all arrive should look like, here we go. We have our interrogative word, cuando. And here we go, our verb comes first before the subject. Llegan ustedes. Bingo. ¿Cuándo llegan ustedes? When do you all arrive? All right, are we ready for our last one? Thanks for hanging with me this far. You guys are rock stars. Here we go. El número 16. I want to say I answer the question. I answer the question. I answer the question. Are we ready? Here we go. Should look like yo, in parentheses, take it or leave it. Yo contesto la pregunta. Así, amigos. Yo contesto la pregunta. ¡Qué bien! Ya es todo, amigos. You all made it. Congratulations. All right, let me know how you did. Don't forget to have those corrections in a different color and then tell me your organic total at the end. All right, as always, if you have questions or need anything, you know where I am. Muchísimas gracias, amigos, y que tengan un buen día. Adiós.